When you get really good people that are caring and giving, really nice things happen.
This is the thought that led Anthony DeSalvo to found Sprout in 1979, an organization dedicated to supporting the inclusion of people with disabilities in our society.
I was working in another field. I was working with teenagers on bicycle trips. And I was training the leaders how to work with teenagers, leading them on these long bicycle trips. And at that time, I realized how valuable leaders were. So I presented to the organization that I was working with that we should be working with other people besides just teenagers. And the other organization wasn't interested. So I gave it a shot. I quit the organization, started Sprout. 41 years later, we're still in existence.
The connection of Sprout with developmental community was thanks to a person related to our organization.
First, I started working with Daytop Village in Phoenix House, teenagers with emotional problems and drug-related problems. But a woman that I had trained to be a leader when I was working previously, she worked for AHRC, and she was running their recreation department. And she heard that I had started an organization, so she contacted me and said, "Would you like to work with developmentally disabled?" I had never worked with them before, but I said, sure, let's give it a shot. And that's how it all started.
At the beginning, Sprout was dedicated only to organize trips to different places.
So this was 1979. So we started those trips, and many of the people that were going on our trips in the beginning had just come out of Willowbrook and all these big institutions, because they were closing down at that time, 1974, 1975. And for me personally, the first trip I went on, midway during the trip, I knew that this is the direction I wanted to go into.
Few years later, and with the desire to make the trips more interesting, Anthony had an idea from which Sprout has turned the cinema into a tool to create awareness in audiences and integration of people with disabilities.
I believe film is a great tool for social change. In 1996, I came up with an idea for a trip. The concept of the trip will be a 5-day trip. The first 10 people that sign up on the trip would make up the cast. And during those 5 days, we shot a movie. And that's when I realized that people with developmental disabilities really wanted to be, many of them really wanted to be actors or be involved in film in some way. So the program was very successful. Every time we offered that trip, it would fill up immediately. And it was very exciting. We started having screenings. The screenings started getting a nice following. And then I started looking into what other films were out there that also featured people with developmental disabilities. And I started finding some amazing films. And that's when I started Sprout Film Festival in 2003.
And that's how Sprout Film Festival was born. The unique event focuses exclusively on the films that features people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Sprout Film Festival consists of films that are submitted to us that are accepted by our selection committee. We have a selection committee that reviews all the films that are sent to us. It's the first time most people have ever seen films featuring people with developmental disabilities. Even people that have worked in this field for 30, 40 years don't know these films exist. The agencies across the United States started contacting me saying, bring the film festival out to us. So in 2010, I started touring with the film festival, going to all different cities around the US. People started asking me, how can we get these films? So I started Sprout Flicks, where people can go and purchase the downloads of the films or the DVDs of the films. And that's basically all the experience and everything that happened with film.
Even though the Make a Movie film program was a big success, Anthony had stopped offering this special program due to budget cuts suffered by the organization. However, he doesn't lose hope of obtaining financing that allows him to continue filming movies.
Roger Ebert, he was a great film critic. He once said that film is a machine that creates empathy. And empathy is needed more in this world. And seeing a film that features a person with developmental disabilities and the life that they're leading and the struggle creates empathy with the viewers. And that's a great accomplishment. So what you're doing with AHRC is very exciting. to get film out there, to get people involved, people with developmental disabilities involved, not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera, is a very exciting thing that you're doing.
What are the future goals of Sprout?
Travel program is doing well. We have a nice size program. The trips are going great. So we're going to keep developing that and improve on the quality of our trips. But we're also going to put a lot of energy into developing our film programs. We want to make more films. We want more people to use our films from Sproutflix in their training and for educating. And we also want more cities across the US, Canada, and hopefully other countries to show film festivals featuring our films. So we really want to focus on using film to change the world. That's what our goal is.